morning, and welcome to the 13th episode of Community Matters, matters that matter to you. My name is Mayor Mary Alexander-Basta, and today's topic is Bolingbrook Nonprofit Coalition. What is the Nonprofit Coalition? Well, this is the Nonprofit Coalition. We realize that there is sometimes a duplication of efforts when it comes to our nonprofits, and we also feel that there's an opportunity for our nonprofits to support each other. So sitting together in a conversation and working with these amazing nonprofits, we sat and created the Nonprofit Coalition, which you will learn more about later in the episode. But before we get started, I'd like to introduce today's guests. To my left, Rausha LaBranch, founder and CEO of the LaBranch Family Foundation. Rausha Thompson, yes, the name is the same. I clarified that before we started. Vice President and Education Program Chair of LaBranch Family Foundation. Debbie Watson, President and co-founder of Angelic Kindness. Sharon Huffman, Secretary and Director of Community Development, Angelic Kindness. Reggie Smith, retired professional football players of Chicago. Kevin O'Keefe, Bolingbrook Chamber of Commerce, and Teresa Gerzinia for Kids' Sake. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I am truly honored to have you with us. Before we get started, for those of you that are watching virtually online, you're always welcome to join in the conversation and share your questions, and we will try to get to those in the allotted amount of time. I'm going to have you start by introducing yourselves and telling us a little bit about you.
Good morning. My name is Rausha LaBranch, and I have the honor and the privilege of being the founder and the CEO of the LaBranch Family Foundation. Organized as a nonprofit organization in 2017, we offer support to financially challenged families, families impacted by tragedy, women and children who reside in homeless shelters, in addition to our aged population that live in assisted living centers. Operating under 4-pillar programs, our Christmas Wish program makes available provisional wishes to families throughout the year, where we're lending help to those in need throughout each and every year. Our holiday-operated pajama event donates the gift of pajamas to children, and specifically our aged population, where we're donating the gift of new pajamas to those in need. Everyone agrees that everyone loves a pair of new pajamas. Our health and wellness program makes available free health and wellness sessions to the community, where we're supporting efforts to maintain a healthy lifestyle and also alignment with community resources. Our educational program makes available annual awards in addition to grants to our local STEM program, where we're planting seeds for our future and investing in our youth. We also make available investments into various non-for-profit organizations within the community. Thank you for having us this morning.
Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning. My name is Rausha Thompson. Along with being an alumni of both Bolingbrook High School and I guess a dual alumni citizen now that I've moved back from the city, I am the vice president of the LaBranch Family Foundation, where I help coordinate all of our programs that our founder and CEO just mentioned, but I also directly run and support our education program and directly involved with giving scholarships and sponsorships to our wonderful Bolingbrook High School students, as well as providing the grant to our Bolingbrook STEM program.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Debbie Watson, and I am the president, and I am one of the co-founders of Angelic Kindness. Angelic Kindness is, I believe, the baby organization here. We're coming up on our 2-year anniversary, and we are a nonprofit that believes in even the simplest acts of kindness can impact lives in a various way. It doesn't have to be a large project that can help someone brighten their day. We work with children, seniors, veterans, just about anybody who is needing some type of assistance or help within the community. We have simple projects where we go out and buy someone a cup of coffee or their groceries, all the way up to funding large projects, for example, a buddy bench program. We also have donated money, one of our biggest things, to other nonprofits in the area. As Mayor Mary said, we're all about not duplicating efforts and pooling our resources together to ensure that we are appropriately impacting as many people as we can within our communities to work smart and not have to work harder and make sure those dollars stretch as far as they can.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sharon Hoffman, and I'm with Angelic Kindness. As Debbie said, I mean, our biggest mission is just spreading kindness wherever we go. You can do simple things such as opening a door for someone, you know, smiling at somebody, bringing in their garbage can, or you can do bigger things. Like Debbie said, we did the Buddy Bench program, but we have no issues of working with other nonprofits, other charities, other people or organizations. A lot of people are in their own little realm, but we believe as long as the population and the community are being helped and serviced, that's our mission, just to be able to help everybody that we can.
Wonderful. Kevin?
I'm Kevin O'Keefe. I'm the Executive Director of Bolingbrook Chamber of Commerce, Bolingbrook Area Chamber of Commerce. We impact community through our pro-business initiatives and services. We have our own, the Chamber has our nonprofit coalition as well, and we partner up with the nonprofit coalition of Bolingbrook to make this a better community. It's a great community, and we're just trying to make it a little better, but we do it through our business contacts.
Thank you. Last but not least,
Oh, and we have Reggie also, just so we don't miss him out. Hi, my name is Teresa Gerzinia. I am the founder and CEO of For Kids Sake. For Kids Sake was founded in 2012, about 10 years ago. And in that time, thank you. And in that time, we were created to advocate and assist on behalf of children in difficult situations. And we do so through our 4 key service areas. That's health and wellness, educational richness, financial resourcefulness, and happiness. We do so by meeting the multifaceted needs within the children of our community, regardless of how it fits into those pillars. And as a few of these lovely organizations have said, we truly enjoy working as a community, pulling together and coordinating with the resources that are available here to ensure no child in need is left behind.
thank you, and I'd be remiss on, I apologize, Reggie. It's your turn now.
It's a big guy.
I don't want to mess with Reggie.
Hi, I'm Reggie Smith with the Retired Professional Football Players of Chicago. And the RPFPC is the non-profit arm of the NFL Players Association Chicago chapter. And it was created because here in Chicago, we have a bunch of, in the Chicagoland area, we have a bunch of guys that wanted to give back in all the communities that they live in. So the RPFPC was created so that we could do that. In our foundation, we have 2 pillars. Scholarship, we give 2 scholarships a year away to a boy and girl, 4-year scholarships, and we give 4 youth football grants to youth programs around the Metroplex that are not well equipped. The fields they play on are not equipped, so we make sure that they have the proper equipment and they're playing on the proper fields. Also, our guys assist in charities all around, so probably 100 different charities that we lend ourselves to help their mission as well. And I'm just so proud to be part of this coalition because giving back is our responsibility, and to be among people that when they wake up in the morning, they're leaning forward into giving back. So thank you.
Thank you again for being here. And if you're at home or even here, you're probably saying, okay, how do football players fit in with pajamas, fit in with buddy benches? Like, what is this tossed salad that we have up here? But in a minute, as we describe each of these, you'll see how they each individually and collectively benefit our community. I'm going to start with the buddy benches. I know I was fortunate enough to be able to be a part of that and the unveiling of those. Can you talk about the who, the what, who donated, where did they go, what was the purpose of them?
Well, I can speak to the purpose, and then Sharon spearheaded that project and was the behind-the-scenes person who really pulled it all together. So the Buddy Bench program came into light. I have a lot of teachers in my family, so it was not a new concept to me. But for those that might not be familiar with the Buddy Bench, they've been around for a while. The story goes that there was a young gentleman that was going to be going over to Europe to go to school, and he started kind of doing some research, and he found Buddy Benches over there. Turned out he didn't go to school over there. I think his family was in the military, but he liked the concept so well that he brought it to the United States. And the principle of the Buddy Bench is to put a bench in a location, and we chose schools, but it can be anywhere, park, a nursing facility, just about a veteran's home. But the premise is to make sure that there's inclusion. And if somebody is new to the area, if they are feeling sad or down, if they're having an issue at home, if someone's picking on them, they're taught in education, so it's not just about the bench, but the education, to go and sit on this bench, and the rest of the children or the organization group that it's being presented to identify that somebody's in need of a friend, basically, and they are to go and include that person, ask them if they want to play, if they look sad, ask them if they need help, anything that they can do to bring that person into the playground or into their social circle to help them feel as if they're not alone. So that was the premise of it, and we knew that the Bolingbrook and Romeoville area schools had a few scattered, but they did not have them in all the schools. So we wanted that as, in fact, Sharon and Gary Hoffman also, they'd seen them with some of the other organizations they did. So it was really one of the things that, as a newer charity, our first big project that we took on, and being a good co-founder and president, I said, Sharon, go.
How many benches did you end up placing, and where are they placed?
Actually, we placed 12 benches, and they're in the Valley View School District at all the elementary schools. Then we also had the nights of, what we did is we got sponsors for the benches, and our local businesses all supported us because of our connections to charity. Everybody thought it was a good idea, especially like your police and fire department. They really jumped on the bandwagon for that, and we really appreciate their help with that. But we also had the Knights of Columbus, of St. Andrew's Parish in Romeoville. They had requested a buddy bench, and the mayor of Romeoville, John Noak, had requested, because all the sponsorships were taken already, and we had called him and wasn't able to meet with him, and by the time we did, they were gone. So he asked, there's one in Plainfield right now, and it was the school that his son had gone to. So anyway, that's where we placed them, and it was a matter of you had to meet with the school board. You had to have it approved that you could go ahead and do this. You met with the teachers and the counselors about the programming, and we didn't want to just go in and put in a bench. I mean, what sense is it going to make just to put a bench there? So there's a lot of educational programming that goes along with it. Like Debbie said, teaching the children, okay, you're new in school, you don't know anybody, you want to be included in the games, go sit on the bench. Okay, same thing with the children that aren't new. You teach them, somebody's sitting on the bench, include them. Somebody's having a bad day, go sit on the bench. I mean, the police department had brought up a very good idea, which we hadn't thought of, but just the fact of people getting used to the bench is like a safety, a comfort place. You would have other children that would go up, and let's say you're just having a bad day and you sit on the bench. Somebody come up and give you a hug. But they're thinking not only maybe in the future to help prevent bullying, which is why they said, let's start with the elementary schools, because the older children are kind of programmed already. But they thought maybe even with abuse it may help. Because, somebody sitting there, their mom and daddy were fighting, or they were being abused in any way, they may tell their peers. They may not tell an adult. And then that child may turn around and talk to a teacher or their parent and be able to help in those kinds of situations too.
Great, thank you. Reggie, you were part of the Who Am I event, and we have two of the other nonprofits that helped. LaBranch Foundation assisted by providing sponsorship, and for kids' sakes by raffle prizes. So that was, can you tell us a little bit about that event and how it supported our local community?
Yes. Who Am I was an awesome event that started with a conversation, and a few months later, the event evolved into something with about an idea of listening to our children, creating a space where they can talk about complicated issues and feel comfortable. And we wanted to take on those tough questions in a fun environment. So the high schools in the area were invited to bring their, I think it was ages 14 to 18.
Middle and high schoolers.
Middle and high schoolers. And they came out, and we had speakers on bullying, both person and cyber. We had motivation. We had, we talked about very tough subject, teen suicide, things that give the children resources to know that there were people listening and there was help out for them. So they came out, we had games, we had fun, we had a bunch of former NFL players come out and play games and kind of dance with the kids. So it was probably one of the most fulfilling events that I've done in a very long time, because whenever you do something and you see the impact immediately and you know that you made a difference in that moment, it was a special day.
Great. So we see that we help youth in many ways. And then we'll go over here, and LaBranch Foundation, other than the pajamas, you guys also help out with some activities at one of our senior homes in town. So you want to talk a little bit about that and how you support them and their requests numerous times?
We do. We're very fortunate to have partnered, and we have a sustainable relationship with Heritage Woods Assisted Living Center. And we work very diligently with our seniors, providing them with crafts, coming in and volunteering for some of their activities. This year, we've have noticed that some of the seniors are looking for some activities, and they wanted to actually help some of our non-for-profit. So this year, we're going to have some of the seniors assist us at the end of the year with not the recycling process, but the actual process of sorting and assembling our gifts for distribution. We also have seniors that are going to be assisting us with some sewing projects, some crafting projects. And we're just so glad to be welcomed, to be able to work with our seniors. Some of the seniors really don't have relatives that are here local, so we just are glad to have an established friendship with our seniors, and we're so happy that they were actually willing to volunteer their efforts to be able to support non-for-profits and also just keeping them busy during the day.
Great. Thank you so much. For kids' sakes, I'm going to take you a little bit outside of the Bolingbrook realm, and we're going to talk about your expanded outreach. Let's cover a little bit on the tornado.
Yeah, so recently, I believe this past fall, when the tornadoes hit in Woodridge, Naperville kind of area, we realized that there was a lot of families reaching out to us that weren't being serviced by the needs that were already within their community. So we had to think outside of the box and be quick on our feet, but in doing so, we actually set up a mobile distribution site on the spot for whatever families needed. So, for example, that could have been gas cards or diapers or water, a flashlight with batteries for them to be able to salvage through what was left of their items. And In doing so, this really helped us hit the need immediately within the community. We were on the spot sending volunteers to the store to go get things that were being requested from families, and just really being able to hit that need. We saw that there were a lot of supporters with right intentions, leaving cases of water on the ground and things of that nature, but it was hot that day. And families who don't have power within their house, warm water isn't going the extra mile. So we really set up with that mobile unit to reach the need immediately.
Thank you. Kevin, can you share with us what the chamber does that helps assist, promote outreach for our nonprofit coalition?
Well, we try. I noticed when we started our nonprofit coalition and joined yours, is that there's some kind of duplication of efforts. So we felt like we have so many resources here. Why not combine the resources? So what we try to do is develop these people professionally, to give them a little more information to help them do their nonprofit work. You know, we're more of a support group as opposed to generally involved, because we are a pro-business organization. We're our own business.
Great. Now, we have a big event coming up that we're all extremely excited about, correct? And I know that I've probably pushed us to the max on this event, but who wants to talk about this amazing event? We actually have a couple of events, so let's talk about the one coming up on the 26th. Who wants to spearhead that conversation? Don't everybody raise your hands at one time.
Well, I'll start. So it's the Bolingbrook picnic, and we're involved with the seniors, and we love us some old folks because they dance circles around us. And so we are going to be collaborating to put on the best ever senior picnic that the village has seen. That's our goal, working together to do that. And we're going to be providing food and entertainment and just a lot of fun. So I'll pass along because the details, I know Russia's been working very diligently, running around town to ensure, and for kids' sake, they can share down to the detail.
Don't ruin any surprises,
Not
though.
the big surprises.
This is a great way to show how each of these organizations, even though they each focus on their own little pocket, I don't want to call it pocket of people, but they have their specialty, but they've collectively come together to form this amazing event, and it's been interesting. So don't give anything away, but let's go.
On August 7th, the nonprofit.
Tell us a little bit about your role in the picnic.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was
That's all right.
so excited about all of our upcoming events.
I know.
The LaBranche Family Foundation, again, will be partnering with the Village of Bolingbrook, and we're going to be hosting the senior tent. We have a tremendous amount of surprises. We're asking all of our seniors, please come out that day, visit our senior tent. The tent and activities are going to be available on an hourly basis between the hours of 12 and 4. Lots of activities, lots of raffles, lots of treats, lots of surprises. Please come by and visit us on Saturday. No, Sunday.
Sunday the 26th. And Kevin is Kevin's going to be providing a sweet treat.
Yes, we are. We arranged for some ice cream and popsicles to supplement the meal, and it's kind of exciting to get involved in this. I'm glad that we're able to do it. It's not a lot of time, but I'm glad we could do it for seniors. They sometimes just need a little bit of fun in their life.
I'm actually looking forward to it. What do you mean seniors? Seniors have a blast.
Yeah, they do.
And we do have a big event that's coming up on August the 7th. And I think this is an event where it's actually going to show how all of these nonprofits work together for the greater good of not just Bolingbrook residents, but residents in general. I don't believe any of these organizations, and please correct me if I'm wrong, we don't have the residency requirement. We don't filter to the fact of show us where you live, show us your tax return. I don't believe, correct me, that we have that. We're not about that. We're about if you have a need or a request, we are here collectively to see how we can help you the most. And that sometimes that means combining efforts. Before we get to the August event, let's talk a little bit about a special prom that's coming up, because I know that various members of the coalition have been a part of that prom. So who wants to spearhead that conversation? Because that's very exciting.
Yep. Thank you so much for mentioning that. The LaBranch Family Foundation is working with Ricky Ortez from Helping Other People Enjoy as they host the annual prom, and it's the special needs prom. The LaBranch Family Foundation was fortunate enough to work with this particular organization. On last week, we provided jewelry for each of the attendees. On this Thursday during the prom, we're going to be on site and we're going to be handing out stuffed animals for each of the attendees. We're also going to be on site that particular evening, attending the prom as buddies for each of our attendees. And we were so unfortunate to be able to be invited to this particular prom and to be able to help some of our special needs individuals within the area.
So as part of the coalition, Angelic Kindness became involved. We participated in the pop-up event as well, providing extra items. So there was fingernail polish, hair berets, bow ties, suspenders, false eyelashes, things like that that could help finish out the outfit for the participants. And then we also worked with our partners at KidSake. That's where we purchased our items from their Feel Good Deal store. And we also had the wonderful opportunity to work and help make the corsages and the boutonnieres that will be provided to the attendees. So we fortunately and unfortunately have an event the day of the actual prom. We're hoping to stop by after, but we know it's going to be an exciting event, and we hope that people get involved and learn more about it, and next year participate as well.
Teresa, you want to speak a little bit about the For Kids Sake's involvement in the prom as well and helping facilitate some of the items that will be handed out?
Absolutely, and this really goes to speak to what Mayor Basta was saying regarding the coalition. It's about pooling our resources and communicating with each other. So regardless of what the need is, based on each individual organization or their mission, we come together with the resources that we have, because we all have different networks and we've all been around for a different amount of time. We've all worked diligently within our nonprofits to build those resources and to build those contacts and connections. And by collaborating together, we really reach the need. And I think it's important what Mayor Basta said, we don't just stick to Bolingbrook. It goes to show that we're all based in Bolingbrook, that I think we all love it here, and it's a great community to be involved with. And I think that speaks to why, is we use the resources that are all available to us to collaborate successfully to really make sure the need in our community is hit.
I think one of those great needs is the one activity that's coming up on August the 7th. All the members of the nonprofit coalition were also partnering with Promenade Bolingbrook, and we are hosting a
Back to school.
Drive.
back to school. It is going to be an amazing day. Sign-ups are going to be required, but who wants to address a little bit of what we're looking at? It's going to be a learning experience, a customizable experience for all those attending. So who wants to? Reggie, you want to kick us off? Talk a little bit about the back to school event and your role in that.
Well, as everyone knows, that parents everywhere, that's a big time for them, not only to get rid of the kids again, but to make sure that they're equipped to be ready for the learning year. And unfortunately, not everyone has the resources to go into the year equipped. And the foundation makes sure, or the coalition, makes sure that we can help with that and provide backpacks and fill those backpacks with the things that the kids will need. And not only random things, I think when Teresa talks about it, she makes sure she goes to whatever school district they're in and fills the list that the school districts want. And that's paying attention to detail, because the worst thing is to give a first grader something that an eighth grader would need. So paying attention to those details so those children on the first day of school are prepared and ready to work.
So who wants to kind of walk us through what the expectation is of the event and how it's going to be a learning process for those attendees?
Absolutely. One thing we've done in the past and we've learned by being in the community and by hosting these events is every child's need is individual. So a child in first grade, like Reggie was saying, has a different need than a child in sixth grade. If it's a child in Valley View school districts, it may be different than another school district. So what we do is we give children and families that are coming through the opportunity to use Bolingbrook bucks and a point system. So you are able to, for your student, find the tailored needs that you need for that school list, as well as the special additions, so to speak. So if your child wants a sparkly notebook, that's the sparkly notebook you want to get. You don't want a random blue one. So it really tailors to the experience to keep it focused on the student and the children that are in need of this program and this support. And it will definitely be a learning curve, as this will be our biggest one yet as a nonprofit coalition. So we're very excited.
We are excited to have this event, and again, it's going to be at the Promenade Bolingbrook. We do know the date, August 7th. There will be sign up and registration, only because we'd hate for someone to show up and not have or have the ability to get the supplies that we need. So as we get those supplies, we will send out a link through each of the organizations, and then we will be opening it up as well. So be on the lookout for that. Events. How can people help you, support you, donate to you, volunteer for you, reach you? These are all the things that I think as people are watching today, and also as we rebroadcast, is probably important for people to know. There are always people that want to help and volunteer with their time, or donate to something different, or donate to something locally. This is definitely a great, and we're growing. The nonprofit coalition is growing. We've been able to start with this core group, and as we continue and as the need arises, we will be adding to the group. But this has been an amazing group to work with. I've been honored to work with each of you, and they have never said no, which is kind of awkward because at some point someone says no, but I have not had that experience. So please share with those watching how they can get a hold of you, how they can volunteer or donate to your organization, and if you have something specific to your organization that's coming up that you'd like to share.
Sure. So for our LaBranch Family Foundation, please feel free to go out and reach us on our website, lffinc.org, and then also we can be reached on Facebook. We do have several events that are coming up. We're going to be doing a health and wellness event that's going to be focusing on men's health in July. In August, we are going to be branching out and partnering with Margaret's Village in the city and sponsoring another back-to-school event and pajama drive. September, we're going to be partnering with the Village of Bolingbrook, and we are going to be hosting an education program about staying aware in cyberbullying. In October, this is where we reach out to you. This is where we have our big masquerade ball. It is our fundraiser that we have for the year. For everybody that's been, I see a few familiar faces in the crowd. It's a great time. We have dinner, dancing, and entertainment, and it is the fundraiser that we use to fund all of our great programs. And of course, December is our major giving season where we provide and host multiple events. We provide pajamas to all of our children, both here locally and in Chicago. And then we also have our adopted families. So we're looking forward to coordinating with anybody that'd like to get involved. The more the merrier.
Thank you.
Okay, Angelic Kindness, you can reach us at either our email, angelickindnessinc@gmail.com or angelickindness.org. Our phone number is 815-293-7060. We are always looking for volunteers, anybody who likes to do crafts, sewing, knitting, painting, things like that. We can help you with the supplies. You know, if you cannot afford the supplies, but you like to do the work. And it's kind of like a twofold thing because you're helping us to be able to provide something to someone, and you're doing the work, but you're also doing giving to people. We always obviously take donations. Right now, we just came off of a picnic for our 2 group homes that we adopted throughout the year. We provide them meals for all the holidays, Easter baskets, Valentine's Day, hot chocolate packets. We're always involved with them throughout the year, besides other people we can help. We'll be at the picnic on the 26th. The senior tent, now that is a free affair for the seniors, so come on out and join us. We'll probably be participating. We haven't talked about it yet. As a charity we have, but at Taste of Bolingbrook, we're going to be at the back to school event on August 7th, and our big fundraiser is October 8th, and that's going to be at the Prairie Bluff Golf Course on October 8th. It's betting on kindness, and what that is entertainment gaming. So it's gambling, but without money. So if you like any kind of gaming like that, please come out and join us. We'd love to have you.
The Chamber has an event on September 28th. It's a whiskey and wine night. I don't know if many of you know, we have a program at Bolingbrook High School where it's called Workforce Academy. We go into the classroom, in the spring and the fall, and we actually teach kids how we as business people want them to act when they get jobs. And these are kids, when I was younger, we called it the work-study program. It's these kids come to the end of their senior year, they're probably not going to go to college, whether it be because of grades or because of financial, for whatever reason. And so these kids are going to a trade many times with different things, and they need financial aid. If you want to become a welder, for instance, you're in a welding school, there are no scholarships for that. Well, this whiskey and wine night is to make money for scholarships for the kids, whether it be for let alone if you want to become a cook, a chef. It costs over $1,000 for the knives, and that's not, all you can do is take out a loan. So we're hoping to be able to supply the young adults here with some funds so that they can go into a trade school or whatever they want to go into, because many times they go to college and get financial aid in college, but just not any financial aid available for the trades.
Great, thank you. Reggie?
Thank you. We can be reached at rpfpc.org, also on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter at rpfpc. I'd just like to mention, earlier Mayor Basta said that you'll learn how all this fits together and how this group is formed. I'd just like to share a quick story about how I was introduced to this group. The mayor and I had a meeting, and I was explaining to her around Christmas time. I saw something on the news that struck me that, and you guys probably saw it as well, that in Inglewood, a trailer filled with Christmas toys was stolen. And they had been collecting all year long, and they lost all the toys, and they had people coming out in a week to receive these toys, and they had nothing. It struck me for 2 reasons. Obviously, the first is kids, Christmas, no smiles. The second reason is I'm from Inglewood. So I was explaining to Mayor, and she says, hey, come with me, I got a friend. And she took me over to For Kids' Sake. And within a couple of days, we had enough toys to make sure that all the kids that showed up got more toys and they had other people involved, but For Kids' Sake came through, and we were able to give almost 1,000 toys to this organization because of this relationship. So that put me all in, and whatever I can do for something and someone that responds so quickly, our organization is all in, because these folks are for real.
Now you have a fundraiser coming up as well.
Yes, our one and only fundraiser is our annual golf outing, and it's held at the beautiful Bolingbrook Golf Course, and we've been there for 10 or 15 years now, and that's our connection to the community as well. Before I forget, our scholarship winner this year, female scholarship winner, is from Bolingbrook High School. Thought I would mention that because we picked from probably a 100-mile radius, and the winner this year was from Bolingbrook High School. But you can go to rpfpc.org to find out more about our golf outing. And if you're a business that are entertaining clients or you're giving your sales team a reward, it is 2 days, July 11th and 12th. The 12th is the actual outing. The 11th, we have a couple of parties that, so we get ready to play golf, so we have to have 2 parties. And then after golf, we have a banquet where we get to talk about our mission, and you get to see the scholarship winners and the youth football grants and to see the smiles on the kids' faces. So it's an awesome day for us. And again, it's our one and only, and 100% of our proceeds go to those 2 pillars of our mission. Thanks.
Just to let everyone know, that is actually where I met Reggie last year. Hopefully he's not regretting that meeting. But that's where we met, and I said, hey, Reggie, I have an idea. And look at you. Less than a year later, you've already been in 3 events, involved in 3 events, right? Who Am I, the car traffic, what was that?
Fletcher
The
Cleaves.
assembly, Fletcher Cleaves, and now the senior and the back to school, and look, all in a year. But I told him, I said, it's very important, you know, if you know me, you know that I'm not much into the American football because I'm a soccer mom, right? That's what everybody refers to me as a soccer mom. But I told him the impact that football players, retired or not, have on the youth. Because they want to play football, they enjoy football, they might recognize football. And Reggie was telling me, no, so he downplayed the football players. But at the Who Am I event, true enough, they were dancing, they were throwing the football with the youth, they were playing games with them, and the youth, and when I say youth, you're talking about middle and high school. So they're not like little kids that you can give something to and they're going to be happy. I mean, this is a hard bunch to engage, and the football players did that. So thank you for being a part of our organization and for all that you bring to the table.
Thank you. And anytime someone says, hey, Reggie, I got an idea, kind of shut my ears.
You love it. You know you love it.
This is where we are.
Teresa?
Yes. Right now, to reach us, our website is being redone, so it's under construction, but in the meantime, we can be reached through Facebook at For Kids Sake. We also have a separate page for Kids Sake Food Pantry and Enrichment Center. And we can be reached by email at forkidsakeorg@gmail.com. In terms of up-and-coming events, we every year hold ourselves to our mission of whatever the need is within the community, doing just that. So every single year we do a Christmas program. Every single year we do our Easter programs. Every single year we do our back to school. And with that, one of our biggest things that has come up as a service through For Kids Sake is our food pantry and enrichment center. Learning that one of the larger food pantries in Bolingbrook closed a few years back, we really started to see and realize the need. And right now, that's our biggest service and implementation project that we're working on at the moment. With that being said, we're always looking for volunteers. We are always looking for sponsorships. One thing that we never do is charge for any of our services, but it comes with a cost. That's the reality. And so even though we can get food at a discounted price, to ensure we could get the best quality and fresh produce and fresh items for our clients, that comes with making sure we have a truck on the road 6 days a week and the gas prices that come along with that. So at the moment, one of the biggest things we could use is any community support for a food pantry sponsor. If you know of any businesses, personal, individual, anything of that nature, we can always use some extra hands and extra hands on deck. So that move is going to take time. It's very hot. For those of you who don't know, we work out of a 400 square foot space at the moment. And that is half outdoors. So whether it be sunny and 94 degrees or raining and snowing and -10, we're out there serving clients. So we are working diligently within the community to make sure we still keep our home here, and we're lucky for the support of our village. But in that process, that's one of the biggest supports we could use at the time. Other than that, just continuing on through that food pantry service, we tailor to the children that we serve there. So for Christmas, we partner with different local organizations to offer stockings. And for Easter, we partner with different youth organizations to offer Easter baskets. If a child comes in that went from a C to a B average, there's not many businesses that support that. It's always bring us your A's, and you get a free pizza or you get free ice cream. And we believe growth anywhere is important to recognize in children. So even through just the For Kids Sake implementation of our organization, which is only 25% maybe of what we really do, we really try to tailor to those specific and individual needs of each child and make sure nobody is left behind.
Mayor, I didn't mention how we can get a hold of the chamber. Obviously, bolingbrookchamber.org is our website. There's our work number is 630-226-8420. Our way to get email to us is info@bolingbrookchamber.org.
Thank you. And thank you all again so much for being here and sharing with us what your nonprofit does and also being a part of the coalition. All of these guests with us today will be with us on the 26th at the annual Village of Bolingbrook picnic, as well as at other events across town. Please, if you want to, again, volunteer, be a sponsor, look into the organizations and see how you can be a part of that. With that, this will conclude our Community Matters. I wish you all an amazing rest of the week and look forward to seeing you for our next episode. Thank you again and have a great day.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.